Boobs and butts.
Oops,
The
oops.
two
Butts.
We're live.
Welcome, viewers, to another Misadventure, episode 20 of Mistwalkers Shroud. Let's introduce our cast real quick. I'm gonna go through the lineup. We have Ray.
I'm Ray, I'm playing Sully.
We have Taylor.
I'm Taylor. I'm playing Olin.
We have Steven.
Hi, I'm Steven. I'm playing Buster.
We have Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm playing Rosemary.
We have Will.
Hi, I'm Will. I am playing Tobias.
Oh.
And last but not least, your spooky dungeon master, me, Jonathan, or John. Welcome, everybody.
I was really hoping you were going to keep going there.
Or Johnny.
Johnny on the
you're-
spot.
Last time we left our misadventurers, they were in the city of Il-Aluk. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what happened last time?
Oh, it feels like so much happened.
We
A lot
had
happened.
dinner. We had dinner with a very interesting, rich, and mysterious Madame Eris, whose castle that we're staying in.
Spire.
Yeah.
The mother-in-law.
Well, the mother-in-law Spire.
Right, but the whole entire thing could be a castle, is a manor, whatever. She is mysterious, but is one of the big political parties, quote unquote political parties, that's vying for remnants of power after the revolution. In Illaluk.
Mm-hmm.
We had a meeting with
Edward Gray.
well, I was gonna say with the French woman whose name I can't remember.
Oh,
Satria.
Satria. We had a meeting with Satria where we kind of debriefed on what we had learned and how got a meeting set up with Edgar Gray.
And Spyro Tosh.
And
Point
Spiro Tash.
Gosh. Yeah.
Spyro Tosh.
Who is Edgar
Badass
Gray's number 2.
badass tiefling number 2, right hand.
Mhm.
Purple.
Burple. Yeah.
Nervous and looking a little froggy.
What
Which is weird for a tiefling.
is this? Is that all we did? We had dinner. It started this meeting.
She flaunted her magic.
Yeah, we did have a lot of discussion at that dinner about sort of expectations for the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which
some clothing.
that's true.
I have a note here that she's not dead, just weird.
As far as we know, she is not dead and she is just weird. She has a masquerade mask that has false eyes on it. For
Again, I'm
whatever
convinced-
purpose.
I'm convinced it's so that we could not see where she was actually looking.
Yeah.
She gave
She's not a
us
shapeshifter.
a massive diamond as part of payment for taking out Edgar Gray.
Yeah. A 2,500 GP.
Which we didn't
Equivalent.
agree to do.
No,
I'd
it's just
like
a
to
just
point
a
out
verbal
we-
contract. She
Which
No.
people go back on all the time. Any lawyer
Yeah.
will tell you it's the
Collateral.
worst.
Yeah, it's just collateral for a job well done.
Yeah, you were paid to take out Edgar Gray. At least deposit for taking care of him, whether you actually do or not. Party has not really seemed to move on.
There's
We also have a meeting with the other party.
He's just a dude.
Sir Kyler, who's simply just
Sir
a man.
Kyler. Just
Morning
a dude.
tea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're currently in the meeting with Edgar
Oh, with Edgar.
Gray.
Yeah.
And the last thing
What
he
was his
said,
last words?
He
why
called
are
us out.
Mistwalkers pretending to be members of the Kargot?
Which
Yeah.
we never
So-
said we were members of the Kargat.
I mean, we sort of alluded that. I mean, if that's the assumption you people want to make, we're not saying no.
We kind of made the assumption, the kind of made the statement that we were part of the Kargat because we were
Representing the
here on
Baron.
behalf of the Baron.
Yeah.
The Baron owns the Kargat, or is the head of it. The thing I'm
That
caught up
Baron's
on.
dead now, and it's a new Baron.
Yeah.
Is she?
But that
But-
Baron's still in charge of the
But
Kargat.
no-
I think it's
Yeah,
like,
but we still
Nobody
use it as an
knows.
excuse.
Nobody knows that Baron is dead.
Yeah, nobody really knows. Even the ones that do know that Baron is dead just assume that they're still just in control of the Kargat because the Kargat have been like the secret police have been kind of leading things in Martyr Bay for a while.
Yeah.
Got it.
The more worrisome thing is the fact that he knows that we're
Interplanar
dimensional
travelers, yeah.
fucking travelers, and he just dropped it on the table like, "Oh, I know this about you."
oh, I would like to point out something major that happened last episode.
What's that?
Mm.
Rosemary
Damn it.
cooked.
That's
Hold
true.
up.
She did. Rosemary made an abomination.
Against man and God.
That everybody loved.
Yes, even Buster.
Despite all odds.
There wasn't an out of game incentive. It raised a lot more hell, but it's okay. I don't even have cooking proficiency. I don't know why I'm getting so upset. Buster's
Because it's
food
an
is just as hit and
abomination.
miss.
I am not proficient. I am just passionate.
I do it and it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Oh well.
That's cooking.
That's cooking.
That's cooking,
It
baby.
sure is, baby.
Baby.
Can That's cooking be part of our video description?
I'll change it.
Thank
That-
you.
That's cooking.
All right. So we begin. Our party is in a warehouse on some of like the kind of rougher side of town. Lots of workers kind of milling about. Though off to a corner, we have a table and some chairs set up where Edgar Gray has just asked this question of you: why are mist wardens
Oh.
pretending
This
to
isn't.
be members?
So this isn't behind closed doors. This is just in the corner of the warehouse.
Yeah, pretty much. There's like
Oh.
you're far enough that like nobody's like easily listening in.
Yeah, but like
Wasn't it
like
late at night?
like a commotion would be heard
Yes.
for sure.
It is late at night. These people are organizing a revolution though. These people are not like working.
Okay.
They're like
Okay, well,
organizing.
now wait a moment. Organizing a revolution is working.
Okay, yes. But just to clarify, they're not doing warehouse work.
I definitely thought we were in a little separate room with them.
I don't know. I also had this
Maybe
notion.
we did. It has been a while. Maybe we did actually go into a separate room with just Edgar and Spiro. Now that I think about it, because I believe you guys even like talked about maybe like jumping them while they're in here.
Yeah, like the foreman's office type thing. you
Yeah.
know?
So we'll switch that up a bit. So,
I like Edgar. I think he's a good guy. I don't think we should kill him. This is Sam talking, by the way.
Okay.
He ate
Yeah,
Rosemary.
sure.
Is it?
He ate Rosemary's cooking, and he was very polite about it, and he liked it. And I'm just saying he's a good person based
I
solely
think
on
she's
that.
I think she's reverse
That's
metagaming us.
Oh,
I'm being meta gaslit.
Meta girl boss.
Meta girl boss. Meta gate kept.
Immediately upon hearing what he had to say, Buster's kind of lax, laissez-faire pose, I guess, has changed immediately to something a lot more serious. Like his ears straighten up, he stands up a little bit straighter, kind of like puts an arm to the side a little bit, and addresses Edgar very formally, saying, "All right, what is it that you know?" These are very big accusations, not to be dropped lightly.
Angry bunny.
Edgar kind of like sits back a little bit, taps his fingers as if debating how much to tell you. Opens his hands wide and says, "I have a very good information gathering network, if you will, and it's not my first time running into Mistwardens. So once I heard the name, I had some idea of what your organization was about."
Who are the other
See?
Mistwardens you claim to have run into?
Yeah, I'm very curious.
I'm sure we know.
I didn't think
a
they'd
couple
sent
of them.
anyone else here.
What would that be?
We were first at Darkon.
Definitely.
Oh, well, I didn't meet them in Darkon.
Oh, where are you from?
A little place you wouldn't really know it, probably.
Oh, come on, try me.
I'm interested, yeah.
Come on, John, come up with a place.
Are you familiar with Falkovia?
Are any of us familiar with that?
Is Falkovia a real place?
Make a history check.
Are we being bullshitted right now?
It sounds very wildly familiar, and I don't know why.
Oh, I got a 0 to history. Let's go.
Same, but I'm trying anyway.
Oh no.
Jesus, Buster!
Oh, no,
right
y'all.
out the gate.
Yeesh.
What bad thing happens?
I don't know.
Wow. 18.
Wait, is that Buster's first nat one?
Second that one.
Damn.
15's pretty good.
Careful
Man,
track,
we all did pretty good, except for Buster.
except for one of us.
Now we need some lore on Falkovia.
Why does it sound so familiar?
Oh, you know what? Before you say anything, John, I'm actually gonna use a knowledge from a past life to see if I can get above 20.
Okay.
So roll a d6 and add it.
Oh!
Okay, 20.
Yay!
Huge.
All right. Love it.
I love being dead.
So. One moment, please. Rosemary. Actually, everybody except Buster. Which Buster will get to you here momentarily. Has heard the name Valkovnia mentioned as like a land of the mist, where some Mistwardens have like gone on missions before. It's kind of like Olin. I think you know a little more like about it. You know that like Falkovnia is it's almost like a totalitarianism, like militaristic government there. Like most people are like subjugated into the military, having to deal like constantly fighting like zombies. Some like in some ways kind of reminiscent of the current state of Darkon. But like dealing with the undead is like a very normal thing in Falkovnia.
Okay.
So it's not Falkovia, it's Falkovia?
Like
Yeah.
Omni-Man.
Sorry, I misspoke.
Can you type it?
Yeah.
Because I'm not spelling.
I think
Falkovia.
Falkovnia.
I thought
Kovnia.
there was another V.
I think as Edgar says that, Owen will then go. It explains a lot about your penchant for violence, then, if you come from Falkovnia. A truly torrid and war-filled land that...
His smile drops some, and nods and says, "It's a harsh place. Took a lot to get away from there, but
And
That's the part that I'm really interested in. How did you get away from there and to here?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
I was gonna say something else, but I won't say it because I think I'd give disadvantage on the persuasion check.
I was gonna ask if he could have advantage because of my delicious home cooking.
No.
12.
It's not going to give advantage.
But I got a 19 on it.
I think he kind of shrugs and says, like I said, I had to do some pretty bad things. But let's just say my path led me to Darkon, and it's here that is my home now.
And are you desiring to transform Darkon into a replica of your old home?
My exact thoughts.
Gods, no. That place is a hellhole. I just want to help the people be free. That's all I've ever wanted.
We vibe checked him last session and we got that he was like very like he believes what he's saying, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the sense that everything that Edgar Gray is telling to you, he's speaking it like very earnestly. He is just a bit of an ideologue.
Yeah. Man, that sucks. Well,
Mist Wardens try and help out, right? So, why are you impersonating Kargon members? Saying you're from the Baron, from Martira Bay?
Well, we did technically come here from Martira Bay. Like, that was our previous stop, and then we traveled here.
I see.
and we did kill the Baron, so we are the best to be here in her stead.
Hmm.
Well,
Kind of deserved it. Not that
Right.
I'm, you know.
Shut up.
Rosemary, I will just remind you of a little thing on your sheet.
Yeah, no, I was about to say not that I'm one to pass judgment.
Uh,
Stop myself. She definitely
So-
deserved it.
So what are
I
your
think
plans with
Edgar
that?
Gray nods at this. Like you, when you say like the Baron deserved it, he's like nods. Like yeah, that tracks.
So what are your plans with the information that we are Mist Wardens? Hopefully
Well-
nothing, right?
Nothing. What would I do with that information?
I don't know. I'm sure that we have some people that don't like us here very much. You know, meddling and all that.
Most people don't know who the Mist Wardens are, but
Ah,
I'm admittedly not sure if I trust you. I know you typically do good, but what are you doing in Darkon?
well, first off, narrative is a powerful tool. So anything can be said about us. And as what we're doing in Darkon, is it not obvious if you look around? The mist is out of control and everywhere.
What are you going to do about the Shroud?
Our job.
I mean, you know, maybe get rid of it. Maybe just push it back. You know.
Kind of eyes you for a moment, thoughtfully. Spiro is kind of like still eyeing you suspiciously, eyes kind of like darting between you. If any of you make any like quick movements or anything, he like immediately shifts to you. Like Buster earlier when you stood up straight, he was like watching you, waiting for something. Just a suspicious guy.
Speaking of,
I like.
meanwhile, all of this, what happens? I have got the nat 1. I have a bad.
Oh,
thing that
yeah.
happens. I've been waiting this whole time. I'm like, I don't want
Sorry,
to.
no, I appreciate the reminder.
I
I
change things. It is a D6.
Pursue a different tower place overlap where your speed is at. Beautiful.
Not a great one. Not a great one.
Another time. face off around you.
Full disassociation.
Oh no.
Yeah. Borderline catatonic.
Yeah, you're suddenly. I think you hear the name like Falcovnia, and like you kind of like think, and you are a bit ripped out of time, in this moment. I'm trying to decide basically which side of Buster we're kind of this vision is coming from.
I imagine most of the things with this probably tend towards the old hobgoblin side. So it's like desert, blood fields, like anything having to do with hobgoblin culture, either at the palace or in the towns or anything around there. Just full disassociative. He thinks he's back there, like he's trapped, and like his eyes have glossed over. He's borderline to the world catatonic. Maybe like a word will come out in like a garbled, like probably a language that none of you speak in Goblin. He'll speak in Goblin to say these things, but they'll come out like very like harsh and like differing to his normal tone of speaking. But none of it contributes to the conversation. He'll just like all of a sudden say stuff. Mostly to himself.
Yeah. So disassociate, you kind of like see suddenly everybody is standing in Old Dakan, deserts, battlefields, this like huge aberration like miles away from you, but so large that you could see it now with like armies charging towards it in the distance. Just wild shit. And then we come back into this like calm little office.
I mean, I'd like to know if Spiro is from here. Is anyone else curious about that?
Are you asking?
Yeah, sure. Hey, Spiro, are you from here, or are you also from somewhere else?
Spiro looks at you and then looks at Edgar almost for like permission to speak. Which Edgar gives him like a little nod. And Spiro says, where I'm from, it makes no matter to you.
It's kind of rude. I'm just trying to make conversation and be friendly. I'll tell you where I'm from.
I assure you I could not care less.
I'm from a place called Victal in Tempest. It's really great. Mother's there.
Immediately out of the other side of my ear.
Yeah,
and
Mother's there. She's great. And Rosemary will just keep talking at this guy if you guys want to talk to Edgar while she's just gabbing his ear off.
Edgar will make a comment like, be nice, Spiro, and before like turning back to the group.
So, you know we're Mistwardens. You are also a traveler. You want to make this place better for the people who inhabit it. You will take any means necessary to do it. Sort of the general idea.
Well, I wouldn't say any means necessary. Obviously, if it harms the people, it's not for the greater good. But the nobility are not the people.
Do we want to... I kind of want to tell him that we were sent here to kill him. And because I don't want to kill him anymore. I don't really think he's a threat to us. But I don't know.
We're not killing him.
But I don't know how you guys feel about like telling him what's happening in the grander scheme.
Are we table talking this, or are we just
I'm just a
letting
little-
it happen.
I think maybe just a little bit. I'm just curious.
I mean,
I think it doesn't matter if we tell him because he's going to raid the ball anyway.
I think he knows.
Yeah.
I can tell him if you would like.
Are we not going to try to stop him from just massacring all the
I mean, he is going to get a
nobles?
lot of people killed.
Massacre at the
I mean,
masquerade.
Oh, that would have been such.
Damn, no, that's next week.
Next
That's
week.
next week.
Okay.
Damn.
That's so good.
The-
Well, he doesn't think the nobility are people. He's literally just said this. So there's not going to be any reasoning with him about, well, the good of the people, right? So
Well, are we going to try to stop him, though?
Yeah, I don't want him to. I don't know. Right.
I don't, like...
I think he takes this group of like ragtag civilians to the party and they get disintegrated.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think they get wrecked.
Yeah, Buster kind of writes himself and says to that end, like, I do believe this course of action, this plan you have to attack is not the best option for people. If you're watching out for people, nobility is technically people, less so in your eyes. But revolution leads to destabilization, whereas conversation with threat of violence is still inherently valuable. Walking into party to odds you do not quite grasp might be death sentence to you and your compatriots, whereas we can just talk to Madame if she is willing to ease the burden of the people, then why bloodshed is needed?
Friend, if Madame Eris would let the people have what they deserve, we wouldn't be in this situation. She will not listen to what this city needs. I'm sorry, you won't be able to convince me of this. I can see you have some concern over this attack, but I assure you, when it comes to oppressors, I will not be convinced to show mercy.
Are you prepared to walk a group of civilians into a bloodbath?
I am prepared to lead a group of revolutionaries who have volunteered for change in this city. Don't worry, I've got a few tricks up my sleeve. I recognize that there are those such as Madame Eris who wield powerful magics and all that. I'm not worried about those things.
Then I suppose I have nothing left to try and convince you.
Well,
So
Edgar.
above-
Yes, Sully.
I was gonna say above table. This isn't Sully talking.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
What are we gonna do when Edgar rushes into this place and this lady realizes we did not kill him, but we have her diamond?
I mean, we could just toss it back. Like,
We just give her the diamond back.
We give Edgar the diamond, and then she thinks he stole it from us.
I don't think. I think that since we're trying to steal from her anyway, it's inconsequential.
I think it doesn't matter at the
Because-
at the end of the day, but
We don't have to have killed him now either. You know, we could be like, we were in the middle of his lair, and this was that was a horrible idea. Why would we do it then? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because she also still thinks we're political dignitaries. She's not just going to smite us on the spot. Probably. She might. She might. That'd be funny if she did. But
Well, that would make our decision real easy. Edgar,
Yes.
I don't think that you understand quite, like Busta said, quite the opponents that you're going to be going against. But I do have to say that if we continue this relationship and we start seeing murder wanton everywhere of everything in cold blood around us, we're going to have to stop both sides, not just the one. So we're not against you, but we're not quite for you, at least myself.
I appreciate your reluctance. You're outsiders here. You don't know the history, what all the people have been through. You barely know the people here. Bye, Sam.
she's gone.
You barely know. You know, you're fresh into the town. I get it. All I really need from y'all is a promise that when the fighting breaks out, you won't join with the nobility. And that you will, in fact, get this vault open.
Well, I can say for myself, we might just be too busy for to even notice what's going on because we'll be with the vault, right?
Fine with me.
Anybody else have a
Another
yay
thing,
and nay?
Edgar has the robes, y'all.
Yeah.
Well, if he gets
Did
killed,
y'all
then
forget about that?
if he gets killed, we take the ropes. I mean, it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Do we know that he has them on him, though? He might have them hid somewhere.
I think we sort of established that he looks like he has them on.
Edgar,
Yeah.
one of the
We could probably do like an Arcana check or something. But I think when we all walked in, it was John was
yeah,
like,
I thought it was
it's the perfectly fitting like war tabard or like squire tabard thing for this guy to lead all these people, and it looks, pristine.
Edgar. If we give you a promise to help, our price is what you've got on right now. Is that too steep to give up for your people?
His eyes narrow a little bit.
I'm sure you've noticed mine. One can recognize.
So you want the vestments in exchange for just you not being involved with the noble side of the attack? Expect a little more bite in the game if you're wanting something this valuable.
We're also breaking into the vault.
Yeah, but I think at that point he would have access to the money anyway, so it might not be a strong play.
I mean, could we not bring up why we need the vestment? That's Sam asking. I'm trying
Well, we
to think
can.
about it.
Yeah, if he knows we're Miss Mordens, why not?
Yeah.
Shit.
You asked why that we us as Mistwalkers were here. That is one of the things that we need to save Darkon so that Mist does not swallow it up. So if you care about the people here at all, you would do well to help us and not to hinder us. And when I say hinder us, I want my shadow's going to flare up a little bit. In like an ominous kind of presence, kind of like standing beside me.
Spiro's not gonna like that.
You
Who?
can make a
Spiro.
persuasion or intimidation.
I'll make an intimidation.
Holy shit.
God
Nasty.
damn.
Nasty.
Wow. Yeah, your shadow flares up, and immediately Spirit, who was like trying to avoid Rosemary's eyes, like basically trying to ignore her like conversation at him, like immediately like shoots towards Tobias. You say this. Edgar just smiles at you, Tobias, and seems to think for a moment, and says, "If this will help you stop the Shroud, gladly. We'll exchange after the masquerade."
You have my vote.
Seems as good a deal as any. We'll strike up here in this land.
Then by all the oaths I hold holy, it is a deal. He spits in his hand and holds it out towards you.
I spit in my hand, hold and shake his hand.
I spit in my hand and also grab both their hands.
With three,
Three handshakes.
Sully is visibly gross.
That's not food safe.
It's
You
okay.
feel,
I don't
you see
have
them,
spit.
like spitting on their hand, and you can just feel Hollow kind of shifting, like almost like wanting to drool, like reactionary. But he doesn't. You can just like feel him wanting to.
Would be the ultimate power move though if he spit on his hand and you just let Hollow's tongue out like he spit his hand.
Oh.
The biggest power move.
Beautiful. And with that, Edgar says, "Well, I look forward to working with you, Mistwardens. Hope you can find your way out. Obviously, I've got work to do. A lot of things to do before tomorrow night."
Thank you, Edgar, for your time.
As we're oh, go ahead.
I was gonna walk out.
Okay. I was gonna say as we're walking out, Owen will turn back and just say, I hope that whatever you have to ward you against magic spells is powerful. There's a power behind that madame that is hardly comprehensible.
Thanks for the warning, stranger.
Oh. Before Rosemary leaves. Oh, have you met someone named Basil?
Owen pulls out one of the flyers.
Yeah, we have flyers. She's my sister.
I'm afraid not. Is she missing?
She said she would be in the area, so I just wasn't sure because I haven't seen her yet.
I can put out a few copies of this.
Oh yeah, definitely. That'd be super helpful.
Yeah, of course. Family's very important. And he'll like take one of the flyers and like hand it to Spiro and be like, get a few dozen copies of this made.
She's gonna fucking hate me. Well, yeah, that's all I had.
So Edgar and Spiro, are they,
I mean, it is Pride.
happy Pride.
Making a couple of notes. Cool. You guys are led out. What do you do? You kind of like have had all your meetings. Your next meeting is with Sir Kyler in the morning for tea. You have the rest of the night free. Is there anything in particular the group would like to do?
John, I want to get up to some hijinks.
What would you like to do?
Tobias and I would just do a little scouting, a little scoping, maybe walk around the grounds. Nothing crazy.
in.
We're not trying to break into the main manor house. Just check
Should
things
we
out.
be invisible and silent though?
Sure, why not? Although, I mean, I don't use spell slots for very much, so it doesn't rob me that much. But
It won't rob me that much. It'll be fine.
I mean, I'm totally down to do a little scouting. I think genuinely, I think it would be really nice to have like a good lay of the land for escape routes, stuff like that, like points of egress, just generally in the area, because it seems kind of the layout of the city is very weird.
I would like to do that, but I would also, at the same time, like to specifically try to find one of those pendants if we can.
Oh, the control pendants.
Yeah. So I will twin invisibility on Olin and I.
And I'll cast pass with that trace if all is kosher with John.
Yes.
Yeah. That's fine. I will get to y'all here in a little bit. I'll make y'all do a couple of rolls as y'all scout out the grounds and kind of get a lay of the land, all sneaky like.
I love hijinks.
Buster, Rosemary, and Sully, what are y'all three doing? There are markets, or you can just head back to the tower for the night.
It's late, so I didn't think the markets would be open.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'll probably just head back and get some crocheting done.
Is someone
Buster.
sharing a room with anybody?
You,
I could bunk with you if you want.
For the
Yeah.
express purpose of this scene, I need to be alone.
Yeah. Rosemary will sit out in the living room just crocheting.
Rosemary, I just need 1 minute, please.
Man, any living room without all those clocks.
what is
I'm teaching
Sully
Armand how to
doing?
crochet.
Sully's having a heart-to-heart with Hollow about his insatiable bloodlust. They need to find an alternative outlet for.
Okay, I dig it. And what's Buster doing?
Probably just sitting outside. Like if there's like a bench area, looking up at the stars. If it's not too cloudy or too misty. Contemplating what he saw mid-conversation and just thinking about if there's a better way to go about this. He's mostly trying to talk himself down from just going to go see the madam and being like, listen, brass tacks, homeboy's going to come in here and try to kill you. Just give up a little bit of your money to not have that happen and placate the people, and things will be a lot easier. He's mostly talking himself down from that, trying to go through his history of other Fey court stuff.
Would you have brought that up to the group at all?
Maybe in passing as we were like going back, like still saying like I don't think, as I said to
Because Tobias would be with you if you said that. He would do that with you.
yeah, just passively thinking, because Buster's still a little out of it, but he would still say to the group as we were walking back in general, I still think there is potentially a way of not having bloodshed happen, but it depends on how amicable the madam could be. I hope to potentially catch her ear either at the ball or before the ball, but it is as simple as just loosening coffers a little bit. This can be very easily stopped as if we could just show her the people on streets that are starving and children that have nothing to eat. This is why people are angry. It is not because she is noble, it's because people are angry. If we show her why people are angry, then with the same amount of flippedness that she gave us Big Gem, she can loosen coin purse. This is not totally unreasonable. Everyone can go home happy. That's kind of what he's thinking about.
Bring up
Thinking to himself.
bring up a non-profit idea for her.
Yeah. Open library. Like,
How do
but
you feel
but you
about
don't go
501c3?
you don't go and tell her this yet.
no. I'm
Okay.
having a sit alone while the crocheting lesson happens inside, and Hollow is having a stern talking to.
All right. Do with you three that are kind of staying at the keep first. Rosemary, you're just doing your crocheting, kind of teaching Armand. So we have like this like guy who's like twice as big as you, like I imagine like kind of squeezed into a couch beside you, like trying to figure this out, looking over your shoulder.
Give him a nice big hook and just get him working on how to make a chain. As long as you can count, you can crochet.
I'm pretty good at counting.
Then you'll be perfect.
Beautiful. Oh, I think he'll be like, Rosemary, have you ever been in love?
Oh, no. Have you?
I don't think so.
Well, that's okay.
It would be nice though.
I think she like sets her work down in her lap and just like thinks for a long while. Well, you know, I never really thought about it, but I don't know. I mean, I love my family. I love my mother and my sisters, but I don't really feel like I need that, you know?
I get it.
But, you know, if it's something you want, then I'm sure you'll find it in no time. You're a really nice person.
Oh, thanks. You see, he kind of like blushes as he like just focuses in on making his chain. And we pivot into the bedroom. Sully, you want to have a heart-to-heart with Hollow. What does that look like?
It looks as crazy as it sounds. Sully is sitting there on the bed, staring at her hand, talking to Hollow, being like, what can I do to satiate this bloodlust that doesn't involve killing my friends or good people?
Make me a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh, with advantage. That's nice.
Why you got guidance on?
Why do I have what on?
That +2 is from guidance.
I don't know what that is. Are you talking about the cleric spell?
That's what it looks like.
Why is it on my thing?
Global skill modifier. Boom. Interesting.
I've not seen that on my thing before.
That's the first time I've seen it. Alright, cool. Either way, 19. You see Hollow, you can tell is like immediately somewhat agitated by this conversation. His mouth like coming forward into your hand, and he says, you want to kill bad people?
Only, I don't want to kill anyone, okay? I'm done killing. I don't really enjoy it anymore. But if I have to, it might as well be bad guys. I don't want to kill good people anymore. I'm trying to redeem myself. And you're kind of in direct conflict of that. You're making it very hard.
But I need blood.
What if it's only bad guy blood? Is that okay?
You don't kill enough bad guys. I would love that, but you gotta kill more, okay? We were in that tomb. You were killing all kinds of bad guys. Most of them were skeletons. No blood at all.
That's a fair point. But, like, trying to convince me to kill my friends is not going to get you blood any faster.
What if your friends are exempt, but we try and kill one bad guy a week?
I can try to do that. I could try to swing that. That sounds like a good deal.
Considering we've only been here like 3 days. No, I guess it's been a couple weeks because of downtime, but
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this kids is how serial killers
Yeah,
are
you
saved.
guys have spent multiple weeks. You guys have spent a week in Illaluk already.
yeah, he's hungry.
So, but you see Hollow like it's almost like humming in your arm, which you know is from like your long histories. Though he hasn't done it often, is him like processing something or thinking something over that's complicated. So you found Hollow to be fairly simple-minded in some ways. Hollow says,
Deal. No
Don't-
blood of friends,
No blood of friends. No innocent blood.
but bad guys
Bad guys. We should go
Okay.
on the prowl for bad guys
who can't be redeemed,
who can't be redeemed.
or just bad guys.
The ones that can't be redeemed. You said it, you don't get to take it back.
All right. We'll talk about that last part.
No, we already talked about it. You said that you volunteered that part. Yeah.
Hollow just goes muttering for a little bit. And we
Oh, if somebody walked in, I'd look crazy.
yeah, we kind of like zoom out the door and we hear like you said that part. We just hear that like echo through the door as we zoom past the living room where Armand and Rosemary is sitting and outside onto the bench. It is dark, but the city is well lit. There are magical lights and torches lit all through the city, hanging all over the spires. Buster, as you are sitting here, you notice ghosts begin walking by. A line of them. Coming from the main spire. A line of about 8 of them coming from the spire. Though as soon as they see you, they kind of, or get close to you, they stop and kind of like move over to you. All 8 of them like shift standing around you for a few moments.
I stand up and I acknowledge them. Did they kind of look like the spirits that were walking around every day in Matira Bay?
Yes, they look like the same ones that were walking at night there.
They look like they came out of the main spire where the madame lives, were walking
Yes.
past and just kind of stopped to stand around me.
Yes. One of them kind of like looks at you and like points their finger pointing towards the golden tier in the sky, the star in the sky off in the distance. From here, it is off to the southwest, and then they linger there for a moment, and then they each, one by one, begin walking away.
Instinctively, I checked my pockets to make sure I didn't get robbed by a ghost.
Everything's there.
I'm from the Feywild, baby. I'm not gonna happen again.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Cool.
So they all kind of start walking off in that direction towards the tier alone.
Yes, like one at a time, like lining back up, basically, as they exit out of the city in the direction of the tier.
And all of our time in Martyr Bay, none of the ghosts ever acknowledged anyone, right?
They did linger around y'all for a few moments when you got to Martyr Bay. Not as long as these ghosts seem to. And they didn't really like try and like point or anything. They just kind of like stopped and then moved on.
Shit. Okay. I'll go back to sitting for a little bit. I'll give it 30 minutes as I'm fairly certain that the boys let me know they were getting up to some fucking hijinks. I'm cool with it, sure. That's why I'm sitting out here contemplating my stuff, being able to hear the alarm if it so happens to get blown.
Cool.
But I'm giving it 30 minutes and then I might go shenanigan myself as well.
Oh, double shenanigans.
All right.
And again.
A shenanigans, if you will.
If they shenan once, then they shenan again.
Terrible. All right. So the boys, you guys are using the spells. You said
Yeah.
you were doing pass without trace,
Mm-hmm.
And invisibility.
and invisibility. And are you using invisibility on both of you?
I twinned it.
I would like one of you to give me stealth with advantage, and one of you to give me perception with advantage.
I got a 6
To what?
stealth.
I have a 5 to stealth. I have a 6 to perception.
You do perception, I'll do stealth.
All right.
Okay. With advantage, there we go. 25.
Plus 10, because it's
35. Come on, pass without a trace.
Ridiculous.
and then 22. That's pretty good.
Cool.
Um,
Yeah, so y'all
you
go.
have your knowledge?
I do, actually. I could roll it. I don't think I'm going to use it for anything else, probably. Why not? Let's have some fun with it. I finally remembered I have this ability.
Oh.
27. 27 perception.
All right.
John loves it when we use resources.
He does.
Okay. So y'all are able to pretty much get around most of the spire, the grounds and stuff pretty easily. You find a couple of points of interest, and you can tell me if there's anything else you're kind of looking for here. But based on the things that you were looking for before, you'll quickly find out that the vault is in the basement level of the spire. I think you may have already known that. But you find an entrance on the outside. It is basically this small little window that seems to be locked shut, and it's very low to the ground behind some hedges. But you know, like the way this spire is built, that this little window must lead down into the basement level somewhere. And it's like very out of the way, like I said, behind some hedges. And it's small enough that, like, unless Olin did something, like, they might not be able to fit through it. Because they're so large. But
Good thing I have that masquerade tattoo.
That's a disguised self, right?
Yeah.
Secondly, you guys are looking for these little amulets. Now you know Madame Eris has one. And short of like going into her room, which would be a little
No.
you don't find any of that. However, you also know that Monsieur Dubois, who is Madame Eris's current lover, also has an amulet, and you find him in the gardens outside of the spire,
Interesting.
just kind of like walking them by himself, looking like a little restless, wearing like night robes. Yeah, and just kind of
Mr.
meandering amongst the.
Boys.
Is there any sign of the pendant on him?
You can make out like the chain around his neck going down. I'll say Monsieur Dubois looks to be he's a younger man, maybe early 20s.
Is he bald?
No, he has. Why would he be bald?
Because last week they said that she likes bold men, but there was an accent and we misheard bald.
She likes bold men.
Never mind.
No, that's funny. A young man, kind of like wavy, brown hair, clean shaven, tall, thin, maybe just shy of 6 feet, and like a very waifish figure. As he walks through the gardens, just kind of like picking at flowers and stuff.
Is it nighttime?
Yes, it is very late at night.
We should have brought our blackjacks.
Oh, and I could freeze them real fast if you want to try that and then take it off them. Or is that too?
Well, you would.
Is that not subtle enough?
You'd break your invisibility, and then where would we be? I think
Well,
we could. You could make a noise, or one of us could make a noise, and one of us could snap the chain, and then, given those ropes, I'm sure it would just fall to the ground.
It's true. How are we going to snap the chain? How are we going to get that close?
We're invisible.
Well, how can you act like an animal that's from around here? Like how's your impersonations?
Woof.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, Ellen. That's pretty good.
I just want to say, if this was a TV show, we would just be looking at like some shrubs and like
just like shaking each time something talks.
Yeah, and just like hearing these voices talking at each other, maybe like some footprints beneath.
Olin, how's your sleight of hand? How good are you with your fingers?
I would say I've
On a scale of 1 to, I don't know, 10.
I'd say about a 5. 5's pretty
Oh, well, that's better than me. So maybe you should go do that, and I'll make noise.
How good are you at deceiving people on a scale of 1 to 10? Would you say?
Yeah, I would say that I'm an 8,
Oh,
but I'm an 11. I'm an 11 at intimidation. So
Well,
these are our options.
I don't think we can intimidate him and be invisible.
Well, we could intimidate him because, like, what if we intimidate him and we take it, and he's like, if we say, hey, if you tell Eris, she'll kill you, and so we would make him scared, so he won't like tell him, you know?
That's actually hilarious.
So what are y'all doing?
I'm not really sure, but I'm having a good time. I'll do like a sleight of hand to like try and break the chain of the.
I will scoot around, and I will I'll try to time this as best as possible, but I'm going to take a rock and throw it at the farthest window that I can still hit, and try to create some type of distraction for him. So there's a moment of non-congruency with what's
Before we do this, do I get the impression the chain can be snapped, or is it like magical amulet can't be broken?
That's a great question.
because I think, given what we were told, and given that Olin has seen the constructs that the amulet controls, there's probably a good chance that the actual amulet is also a magical item. So I might just have to do a little lift over the head.
What about unclasping it? Or do you think it not has a clasp on it?
That's possible too.
It could. It might just be that simple.
Yeah, it might just be that easy.
It's one of those like really tiny ones. It's like you're just like shit.
Oh, I gotta use both my hands for this, and I gotta get my fingernails in underneath this thing. Awful.
I'll tell you what. I'm good.
Dead guy nails. You're fine.
I'm gonna roll a little fortune roll here.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Misfortune.
It's the strongest chain you've ever seen.
Misfortune on his
We don't
part,
even have to
Paul's
do
part.
anything. The chain, it just falls off him anyway.
It's a tattoo now.
All right.
It drops to the
Do I
ground.
So-
count this as a nat 1?
What?
I count this as a DM nat 1, right?
Sure. Okay. You wanted a low number here, just to clarify.
Oh,
Excellent.
okay.
Very good.
Accomplished.
So this is a powerful, like this amulet is magical. You would not be able to break the chain, but for convenience, since this is like the guest amulet, it has a little clasp on the back of it.
The guest amulet. the lever amulet. I think I can see a clasp on the amulet.
Okay, well, I'll make a distraction. I can't cast any spells, otherwise we'll be seen. But I'll try to do something normal.
Perfect.
Great.
I'll get in position.
Go over.
Yeah. What are you doing, Tobias?
How am I going to distract this guy?
So you said he's like a little waifish dude. He's not very.
Do I get the sense that
to be
he's
a
like
ghost.
squeamish?
I mean, I don't think you can really tell if he's a squeamish guy just from
Okay.
his walk in the garden.
Well, then in that case, I'm just going to do my original plan and break a window with a rock.
Okay.
When in doubt,
This
stick,
was not very well thought out when we got here.
stick to the classics.
Well, I can't do a minor illusion. Our invisibility will drop.
All right.
I could hold person him.
Well, that's a little overkill, I think. He's just a
I would
guy.
also hurt him.
He's just a guy.
Olin, I'm not even gonna make you roll stealth because you have a +10 bonus
Yeah.
already with. It doesn't even make sense. So, I'll go ahead and let you roll your sleight of hand here.
Okay.
The 18 is what you are trying to beat. And I will say, since Tobias is like throwing this rock, he's taking the help action. You have advantage on the roll.
Okay.
I'm also going to, like, when that happens, I'm also going to run through the brush and make a lot of noise in that moment, and then come around the corner and be super quiet again.
All right.
As if it's as if a kid's in the spire for some reason.
Damn kids with their baseballs. Okay. That's pretty good.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
I'll take that one.
Yeah, this glass shatters, and Dubois immediately like turns towards like the sound of the shattering, and then Tobias like starts running through the brush, And Dubois like kind of jumps back in almost like a defensive like fighting pose, and as he does so, Olin, you easily like one smooth motion as he suddenly like begins running towards the sound a little bit, and he turns towards the keep and calls out, and he says, gods, awake on! We have a hunt. And he begins like running it like full sprint into the keep as if he's like needs to go grab something really quickly, and disappears. A couple of lights come on. What do y'all do?
Go.
Let's go back.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Cool. Amulet in hand, nicely done.
It literally couldn't have gone better.
Literally not at all.
Yeah, you guys didn't roll anything beneath a 20 that time. Beautiful. Y'all head back. I think you see, unless Buster goes for shenanigans, you would see
How tall is
Buster.
the tower that Madame stays in?
The tower is about 5 stories tall.
That's not that high.
And I'm fairly certain that she stays at the top floor.
Yes.
Yeah, Buster's not sitting on the bench anymore.
Where's Buster?
At the base of the tower.
We come back and Buster's gone.
I know. We're like, let's go tell Buster what we did.
Finally, we did some shenanigans and nothing went wrong.
And it worked. And it worked great.
I'm gonna blow the horn just to let him know.
Maybe
Wait,
he'll
wait,
get by
no.
my intention. I'll blow with the intention that everything's good.
You hear the horn, a silent alarm, but it's kind of like a cool alarm, like a really chill one.
It's just like do 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 do. There's a tone.
It's
to
our
it.
victory. Da, 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 da.
Do you just send that to Buster, or do you send that to the whole party?
I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
No.
Sam again.
She missed the funny the bit.
Let this be a lesson to everyone watching. Don't update drivers.
Never update your drivers.
Mhm.
Never replace anything in your computer.
Only use what you have now that works.
Until it doesn't.
Become a
Don't
Luddite.
complain about it.
Yeah, until it absolutely doesn't. If it works, kind of stick through it. It'll only get worse.
And when it's finally not good anymore, you don't need it. You've moved on.
Lessons to quote unquote live by.
Terrible
Your
lessons.
friends.
That's a lesson to
Yeah.
die by, I think.
Yeah.
From the Misadventurers.
I just want to point out that the tiefling that works with Edgar is supposed to be a woman.
Spyro.
I think
Yeah.
they're like gender fluid. I think we used they last week too.
Oh.
I have written down tiefling lady, so it all tracks.
Yeah, I have
kinda figured.
tiefling woman written down, and
I think some people assumed woman and some people assumed man, but I tried very carefully to only use they or no pronouns with Spirit.
Yeah, I went.
This session you used he, and it confused me.
I went big. I went full in on they though.
Yeah.
I'm all about Olin's
Uh,
Olin's a they, and therefore to me, gender is fluid.
I'm gonna edit
Yeah,
my
Taylor
notes.
read it that Spiro is a gender fluid individual.
I'm gonna write a tiefling. Wait, you said gender fluid?
Mm-hmm.
A gentle them. Hello, Sam. Welcome back.
You made it.
I am beyond frustrated right
Did you
now.
did you get to hear our funny bit?
No, I'm pissed.
Okay. Well, what we said was the heist went so well that for us to we got the amulet. I think you heard that, and then
Yes.
Buster's going to the spire to do some shenanigans, and Tobias and Owen got back and saw that Buster wasn't there, and I said, I'm gonna blow the horn of silent alarm just to let Buster know that it went so well.
Do it.
We've already decided against it, but and
No,
we'll
do
have to
it.
It was
we'll get a nice little pattern set up for like good alarm and bad alarm.
2 dutes for good, 3 dutes for bad.
What's one dude?
Got cut off.
You don't want to
Need
know.
more information.
You need more information.
One
One
dude is
dude is. Oops. Yeah. My
One
bad.
dude is like emergency because I could not get more dudes than just this one.
Yeah.
But you have to wait because a second dute could come like a little bit later.
Mm.
Yeah.
One dude in the
Oh,
morning.
wait. 1 dude is emergency. 2 dude is come quickly. And 3 dudes is everything is fine.
No, 2 dutes is everything is fine. 3 dutes is, oh shit, never mind, it's not fine.
It's like double negatives.
Yeah, I know.
It's bad.
It doesn't quite line up.
One is it's
If
bad.
it's even, if it's
That's,
even,
oh no!
it's
Oh, they're
okay.
fine. Oh shit!
Yeah.
It's like the meme.
Ridiculous. Okay. At the base of the main spire, we have Buster.
Buster uses his steps of the night and flies up to the top of the tower
What
to a
is-
window.
What does Steps of the Night do?
Steps of the night literally gives me
Light.
flight.
Sweet.
Where is it? Eyes of night. The fuck is it?
Twilight
Steps of
steps.
Night.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, no, it's literally. I've got Eyes of Night and Steps of Night.
I thought they would have separated those a little bit more.
No, I just for a minute I get to fly, straight up, just literally walk up, and it's the middle of the night, so it's dark enough that I can just walk up to the tower.
Right on. You're going all the way up?
All the way up,
Okay.
and I'm going to sit on the windowsill of what I assume is Madame Eris's bedroom, manor room.
Mhm.
I'm going to coyly have my feet dangling off the side, and I'm going to myself play a little joke and knock on the window. Like in universe, it is effectively the shave and a haircut 2 bits, but for the Feywild, and say in Sylvan what can only be interpreted as like an evening caller is here.
You're going to say it in Sylvan?
Just for because Buster thinks it's funny. If she knows Sylvan, then that's a piece of information I know. Otherwise, she hears some random language and like a gentle little
Some wind chimes.
Yeah.
If that
Okay.
happened to me, I'd piss myself. If someone just knocked on my window in the middle of the night,
On
I'd
your
be so
your
scared.
5th story window.
Yeah,
Wait, hold
I'd
on.
be terrified.
This let me justify this. Are the lights on in her room?
This late at night, I think you see like a candle burning. Like, I think these windows are like almost like frosted, so you can't like see through them.
Right.
But you can see like a single candle that looks like it's like burning on a desk inside.
Okay. If there's at least one candle burning, then I will try. If it's pitch black, then I just go right back down. No problem. But because there's some sign of her potentially being awake, I go for it.
Sorry, I'm like looking through her repertoire.
It's cool. I threw a wrench in the works.
Going full wacky on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really think this would be like a Japes episode, but it's kind of gotten a little goofy.
We're getting a little goofy with it.
Okay. So one moment you're sitting here tapping on this glass. Uh, you say this in Sylvan. Uh, the next moment you find yourself standing inside the room.
Oh no.
The window behind you that you were just like sitting on the sill is now open. You can feel the night breeze blowing through it. You are standing in front of it. Madame Eris standing a few feet in front of you, wearing like a black nightgown. Um, her face. Ooh, ooh. You're middle of the night.
What have I done? Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no,
Oh
I'm
no!
worried
What is?
now. I'm scared
What is this?
immediately. This went from being all fun and good to I have teleported into a room and I got a night one on something. I'm so fucking scared right now.
She's wearing like dark robes, and her face, she has like this like extravagant like headpiece with a veil that comes down like all the way down just above her like neckline, which is like sitting low in this like night robe. And she kind of like has her hand in front of her, like thoughtful, and she you see she has a wand in her hand.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
All right.
And she says, "To what do I owe this pleasure?"
I say in Sylvan again. Do you understand his tongue? It's a little bit more comfortable sometimes.
You see she rolls her eyes and begins casting a spell, and uh, she says, "Say it again."
The tongue of Sylvan, it comes out easier when telling the truth because it's a harder language to lie in. Specifically when trying to tell the truth because lies are so much more grotesque.
And she speaks in common back to you, but you can tell she like seems to understand what you're saying.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
She
She
wasted a
says,
spell slot. Let's go.
Tongues,
Yeah.
baby.
Does
It's
she have long rests that
third,
week too?
fourth? I don't know. So I say I'm not going to question how I got in here. Magic, this and that. That's fine. I get down on one knee and I say, I'm here to tell you the truth. My goal inherently. Everyone else hearing like these lilting, like song, like elvish phrases coming out of the body of Buster, but Sylvan's so just like fucking crooning. They don't need a persuasion check because everything's hot in Sylvan. I know you asked us to make a kill tonight, and that's definitely still on the table. I want to let you know this party, the soiree, is going to be a little bit more dangerous than you planned. And whatever Gray's got up his sleeve, he knows you've got magic, and he doesn't seem afraid. I'm coming here to tell you the truth, obviously. And this forms natural tongue. I'm here to tell you purely the truth, and I'm here to make you an oath. If I lie at any point tonight, you can have one of my ears.
"Continue."
The issue that the people are having is purely one of hunger. I understand money for the trappings of those who are of nobility, of the courts, of finery. You accustom yourself to a lifestyle, and I get that. I'm proud of you. You've made a great home for yourself. The accommodations that we have, beautiful. But there are people starving in the streets. People born and living lives of squalor that by any means are pitiful when there's tons of food that is abound here in this lavish, wonderful manor you've built for yourself. I think, and I could be wrong, but I think if you just made life a little bit less difficult for the people at the bottom, Gray would be appeased, you would be appeased, and you can keep a grand portion of your wealth, but open it up so there doesn't have to be bloodshed. Because that's kind of what I'm here to do. Appease that. Let the bloodshed kind of stop. It's as simple as that. You apparated at quite possibly the biggest diamond that I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen some big rocks, but the biggest diamond as if it was nothing, as a down payment. If that could happen, what's to say that you just, I don't know, make everything easy for everyone? Because otherwise, I think it's going to be very difficult to justify Gray and anyone else he's working with to not come in here and start killing indiscriminately at the party. And I'm very excited for the party. I have a mask and a whole outfit thing worked out. I'm going to look great. I'm going to have a ton of fun at the party. I'm very excited to see you there. But I think there's a middle ground that can get there before any bloodshed happens at this party. Because it will happen unless something changes. They're just hungry and they're mad and they don't want to do that anymore. And that's the truth.
So, you have come to my window in the middle of the night to tell me to feed the poor in order to avoid bloodshed.
That's the long and short of it. I've done crazier. If it's any consolation.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. I'm going to use my inspiration just because my persuasion is so incredibly bad. It's as good as I got.
Now give me an insight check.
Okay. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm good at that.
Huge vibe.
Cool. So you can't see her face. Like, it's kind of dark in here. There's veils over. But she seems thoughtful. She kind of like lowers her wand a bit and says, okay. I can feed the people. So that's fine. I appreciate your advice. What is your title? Lord?
Lord?
Or
But just Buster.
Buster?
I'm not a lord anymore, ma'am. I gave that up at this point millennia ago.
I will take your advice and act on it before the ball. All shall be well. You get the sense that this is a little too
Too easy.
easy.
Yeah.
That Madame Eris is being truthful with you, but like you're not sure she's really like acting on what you are in the way that you are trying to push for her to act, I should say.
Right.
And she says, now, as a guest in my home, I shall allow this indiscretion of you coming into my room. Though I would ask that you tell no one of this. My lover gets very jealous, and I would hate for him to take this the wrong way.
Absolutely. I'm no stranger of leaving through the window. Perfectly fine.
And I think she'll kind of she'll take the wand and just like wave it to you as if like go towards the window, and she says, That is all. You are dismissed. I will see you tomorrow, Monsieur Buster.
Thank you so much, madame. I'm glad you didn't kill me indiscriminately and could listen to just a little bit of reason to help out the good of Illaluk. And then I kind of stand on the windowsill, do a little bow, and then just kind of like backfall out.
Cool. Give me one perception check as you leave there.
I like to imagine that she's talking up her lover as he's like shuffling through the spire, trying to. There's a hunt. There's a hunt.
Yeah, there's like calls
Yeah.
going out right now.
Tricked and robbed blind.
Um,
I really should have used my inspiration on that one, but that's okay.
cool. You don't really notice too much. Like you can kind of like see the veil shift, but in the darkness as she's like moving forward, it's hard to really
If
see
it's
much.
any consolation, I've got super dark vision, like 300 feet. Like darkness is nothing to me.
Cool. I will say you pick up. It looks odd. Like as the veil, there's this moment where the wind picks up and the veil shifts, where you would expect to see, like some of like her neck or something like that. But as the veil parts, all you see is like you can see through. All you see is like black. Similar to like the same color, like she's wearing black. But it just seems like shadow beneath her veil.
As if she's made of shadow, or that she's not actually there.
Almost as if she's like not actually there. It's hard to really like tell in this moment as you're like kind of falling back.
Falling backwards out of the window.
Huh.
Right before I land, I use the steps of the night so I don't like fucking fall out of a 5-story window to my.
Tobias and Owen sitting there on the bench.
And just see Buster fucking meteor out of the window.
Still invisible.
You
Yeah.
get his legs, I'll get his head.
Run, run.
Yeah, no, Buster will, feeling like he accomplished something, walk back to the house and probably go to sleep.
Dang, I really thought we'd get to the ball today, but shenanigans ensued. So
The massacre raid.
is there anything else you guys want to do tonight or have a conversation about tonight before we, or even in the morning before we skip to Sir Kyler?
Well, I think we show him that we got the amulet before.
Mm.
Well, sneaky secrety, because I'm sure that she has eyes everywhere, right? So
Is the ball tomorrow night?
Yes.
She told me not to mention this to anyone. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. I keep my word on that, and I don't mention what I did to anyone.
Buster, why were you flying around?
Huh?
Why were you flying around? Like, we just saw you fall from a tower.
I saw ghosts coming from a tower. I wanted to look around to see if they were coming out of anywhere specific or where they were going. One
Yeah.
stopped and looked and pointed up to Star to me.
Yeah. That
Very
checks out.
strange.
that's just like the ones in Martira Bay.
Exactly, but a little different because they acknowledged me.
Well, don't tell Rosemary.
No, I shouldn't. And Buster's never really lied to you before, so
Yeah, I
Feels-
trust
you
I
feel
trust
bad
you
about it.
implicitly.
yeah.
You've never ever given me reason to not trust you, so why would I ever?
You've never lied to us once, not one
Yeah.
time.
Not a single
Nope.
time.
I truly never have, and this eats me up on the inside. But I'm keeping a promise.
Keeping
so
it light,
that's
guys.
that.
And you guys head in. The group now has this amulet. we skip to the next day. Group gets a short rest in overnight.
Did oh no, Olin, did you attune to it?
You would be
Do
able
I need to attune to it?
I'll say yes.
Okay, I might not have room. How you get 3 attunement slots?
Yeah.
Cause,
I don't have room either.
no, I do. I do have room. I have room for 1.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I'll attune.
Cool.
I didn't even think about that.
Sweet. All right. Sir Kyler.
Just
You
a
guys
guy.
awake the next day, the day of the ball, and head for tea. You are led into an elegant study as you reach Sir Kyler's spire. You're brought in. Your group is like announced by like the servants like get each of your names so they can announce you formally into the study. And you enter. I say study. It's more like a den of sorts. There's like animal pelts on the floor, several like big cushy chairs. There's a fire going in the fireplace. Several um, like just like trinkets and stuff decorating the walls and on tables and stuff. As you're brought in, several blankets and pillows and cushions on each of these like chairs and couches. And the servant is just kind of like an older lady who brings you in, sets tea down on the table and giving each of you a cup. And she's like, Sir Kyler will be with you shortly, and like heads out.
He's such a guy.
That's the dude.
He's gonna be such a normal guy, and it's gonna be great.
I'm so excited for this just normal man to walk in.
Also, do you think he needs a tea cozy? Could probably make him a good tea cozy.
I think anyone who drinks tea probably needs a tea cozy.
There's a lot of
start
tchotchkes around.
You could make any kind of tchotchke cozy.
And then a man enters. Sir Kyler is a dwarf.
He is just a guy, salt of the earth.
He comes in. He's got a long gray beard. He's got these decorative glasses on. His mustache is like waxed. And he's wearing like a simple noble's robe. The chest is like open. He's got like all these like jewelry kind of like hanging down. And he kind of is coming in. You see he's like puffing on a little cigar as he enters. And he stops and like looks down at one of the rugs. And he says, fuck. I'm supposed to clean that. And he heads over and he says, he looks over at all of you and says, who are you again? I heard the names, but did you get the tea? The tea's good.
Have we seen any other dwarves in the city?
You've seen a few dwarves, yeah.
A few.
The dwarf population is probably about like 15% of the city's population here.
Okay, interesting.
Okay.
Interesting that he would be a noble in the city. Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense, but I like this guy. This guy's so much just a guy.
We are representatives of Martira Bay.
Mm-hmm.
representatives of the Baron.
Yeah.
Who is now, what's her name?
Odessa.
Queen Odessa? Baron
The-
Odessa, I suppose now.
Yeah, I was gonna say Baron Queen sounds like a weird title.
Yeah, it's kind of a mouthful,
And-
huh?
We're here to get the lay of the land, say hi, see the local nobles, rub some elbows.
I see. Not sure what that has to do with me. And he kind of like moves in. There's like several big chairs and then like one couch that could probably fit like 4 people squeezed in, but 3 people comfortably. Who is sitting where?
There's 4 chairs.
Yes.
I'll take a chair.
All right.
Olin, if I'm going out on a limb here and thinking the chairs might be kind of small because dwarven house.
They might be like somewhat low. Some of them lower to the ground.
I think Olin sets up in that couch.
Buster's standing, tea in hand, walking around the walls, looking at tchotchkes.
How big is the table?
It's like a coffee table. It's maybe like 3 feet long, 2 feet wide.
It's not big enough to sit on. Totally sitting in a chair.
Olin on the couch. A couple of chairs taken. Buster standing. Rosemary.
Is there a chair available?
Yeah. Yeah, there's like 4 cushy chairs that are kind of close together, and then like this long
One for
couch.
him.
Mm.
But you know what? I'll sit next to Olin.
It's on the couch.
Yeah, I'll sit with my buddy.
Cool. Yeah. Sir Kyler comes over and like sits on the couch, like between you and Olin, and like reaches forward and grabs like like puts his he like looks at a cigar, sets it down on like the tea tray, just like letting it smoke out, and then like grabs like a cup of tea and like leans back, on the couch.
I thought you were about to say he's gonna grab their legs.
Oh no.
Heads out.
No, he just like sips tea,
Oh.
look, like glancing at you all and says, "You're kind of a motley crew, aren't you?"
That's what makes us good at our job. Perspectives from every angle.
I fucking dig it.
Guy.
So,
So-
I apologize.
No, go ahead.
So, Kyla, we thank you for the invitation of tea. We have spoken to Madame Aris, and we've spoken to Edgar Gray. What is your position on the city?
Oh, he's good, great. Oh yeah, that's that workers for the workers guy. I mean, my perspective on the city is it's a bit of a shit show. It has been for a while now. But you know, a lot of people means there's a lot of money to be made. It's not so bad, you know. Fucking uprising every few years.
So you don't want anything to do with taking over the city. You don't want any type of change. You just want to.
No,
you just want to just let it unfold. What
I
is
didn't
your?
say all that now. You see this guy putting words in my mouth. No. I said it's a shit show. I would love to be in charge of a shit show. Don't I look like I would be good leading a shit show?
Sir Kyler, you strike me as a guy, for sure.
He takes a sip of his tea and sets it down. He's like, you know, Thank you for that.
So, Kyla, I'm just trying not to mince words here. Just doing our job, trying to see who our Baron should support.
Your Baron, Queen Odessa.
Yeah.
And what is your Baron's support look like?
Well, full trading rights with Montera Bay. A lot of money to be made there. Not to mention the Cogot and all of that manpower, all of that information network. And on top of that, Odessa is one powerful witch.
It's a good pitch. Give me a persuasion check.
I'm so caught off guard.
Wow,
12.
This tea rocks.
I'm gonna use my inspiration and reroll it.
Okay.
21. Much better.
You see, he kind of like leans forward, puts his tea down, grabs up the cigar back. As he leans back, begins like puffing on it. Says it's a good pitch. It's a good pitch. Why did you give Madame Eris the same pitch?
No, I gave her the truth.
Which is
What I told you.
He means to say yes, for the most part.
yeah. Well,
Sometimes yes is just a little bit too simple. I'm sorry.
I gotta say, I love your balls coming in here, you know, playing factions against each other for your support kind of thing. Hell, I'm into it. Yeah, sign me up. You should definitely tell your Baron to get behind Sir Kyler. Madame Eris, she's got secrets. I don't like secrets.
And Edgar Gray.
Edgar Gray. I don't care about Edgar Gray. And you see, like, as he's saying this, a creature floats into the room. It's the best way for me to describe that.
A creature.
A small green creature with
Just a green little guy.
one large eye and four little stalks with little eyes on it comes through. And I will say, you've noticed, like, through here, Sir Kyler's symbol is like an eye on a like shield. And so this little gazer comes in and floats over, and he says, "Oh, don't mind Sammy. He's always in my business."
I bet Sammy sees a lot of things, huh?
Yeah. Sammy sees plenty. So what do you fucking need from me for us to do this, huh?
Are you going to the ball tonight?
Yeah, everybody's going to the fucking ball. I gotta go to the ball.
Well,
How'd you like
You
to join
going to
us
the
on
ball
a-
tonight?
How'd you like to join us on a heist?
I just, I just like,
We are going to the ball. I'm sorry, this is just... It's very refreshing to talk to technically nobility like yourself. Speak so plainly, like a normal, honest person.
I wasn't born nobility. I was knighted. I earned my title. Sam didn't like that.
No, she hates nobility, fake nobility.
Pulled up by your bootstraps? Fuck out
Sam's a monarchist.
of here. Old money only.
says,
Meritocracy? No, thank you.
look, the city needs one person in charge to get it in shape. Edgar Gray talks about a council. A council. The council's not gonna be able to decide anything. Shit's gonna get worse and worse. You need somebody strong, a leader. Madame Eris, she wants to put on parties. She wants to put on balls. Fuck a ball. I'm trying to get shit done. I want the city to be rich, and I want to retire in a fucking vault of gold coins that, you know, I'm too weak to swim through, but then I can like lay on top of. You know what I mean?
And what about everybody else? What does that leave them?
You know, I make money, I share money. And then leaves your Madame Queen Baron Odessa with fat checks coming from Illaluk. If we get trade deals, it means I hire more people.
You know, I don't not like what you're saying, but at the same time, I don't know if it's a big follow through of what's necessary. What about all the people? How do you feel about all the people on the street starving?
I mean, starving people aren't working, so
Oh, I understand.
So you want to get them working?
yeah, you know. That's actually a great fucking idea. Just paying people with food. Don't even give them money. People are so hungry.
Well, that gets into indentured servitude, slavery. That's not.
It's
not a
technically-
great position.
Yeah, no. They don't like the word slavery. But this
It's me
indentured
either.
servitude thing, I think you're onto something.
Oh
Also
my
not great,
goodness!
Truthfully, do not take this position. Fair wages, at least, is very popular, and food, both. Why not?
Yeah, or just double up their money so they can buy it. You know, some people like some certain types of food, some people like other types of food.
In Victal, we don't have to work that much. We have festivals all the time, and everyone's got food and things and houses and clothing.
The-
Because Mother takes good care of us. Feel like a universal basic income type feel, and
In Feywild, we also had universal basic income as well. Everyone had warm bed and
Oh, shut the fuck
everyone had warm meal and bed, and you never had to worry for anything other than pixies stealing 60 years off your life.
oh yeah, that's why Mother kept the bad day out. 'cause-
The nice thing
Do
about
what?
That all sounds like a bit of a trip, to be honest with you.
the nice thing about having coffers full of money is you can give people enough money to get by, and by them having money, the things that need to be cheap become cheap, and the things that need to be luxuries stay luxuries. You can control the economy just by giving all the people enough to get by.
No, money is like manure. It does nothing just sitting around this pile of shit. You have to spread it around for it to actually work and propagate.
Hey, I fucking love what you're saying. Sounds like your Baron Queen really likes to be, beloved by the people. Which, that's good fucking energy. I get it. Sure, I'm in. I'll be Baron, but I will be a noble Baron for the people, making sure they're well fed. And they have clothes on the back.
What's
The
this-
generous Sir Kyler.
What's this
Give me
guy's
that check.
deal?
Can I also
Is-
insight?
Give me
I
an
think we're
insight.
done here.
Is he just saying what he thinks that we want to hear at this
Does he
point?
does he have an
Especially at
original
this
thought in his head? My insight check is to know if this man has a brain that he can critically think with.
I got an 11.
I want to know if he's kind of just telling us what we want to hear, fluffing us. But at the same time,
I'll put
What
in
do
my
we-
inspiration on this. One of.
what do we...
Sorry.
You're quiet right now, Sam. I don't know if it's just for me.
Oh, because I'm sitting far away from the mic. Is that any better?
No.
Yeah.
Well, a
Oh,
little bit, but
Is it using my webcam?
Maybe. It's still
Yeah,
good quality,
it
but it's just
probably
quieter.
is.
Is there any way for us to look into if we know anything about gazers?
You can give me an Arcana
it like-
check.
I'll do an Arcana check on a gazer.
Guys, should I blow my other inspiration that I have?
I mean, you might as well use it.
I mean, I've got.
Because it's only for one session, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey.
it's a good Arcana.
Oh, different.
15
Better.
insight.
All right.
Dirty 20 Arcana on the gazer. Hey, bud.
Cool,
judging this
cool.
That makes the most sense.
So insights, Buster, you got 18. Rosemary 15. I think you two get the best read on this guy. This guy,
It's just a fucking guy.
you get the sense that this guy wants power just so he doesn't really have to do anything.
I respect that.
I get it. Yeah.
At the end of the day, I
Sure.
get it.
And you are offering him a foothold of power, and he's reading everything. Like, he doesn't really give a shit about the people of the city, but what you're telling him is that your person wants, like, the people to be well fed. So he's like, okay, like, if your person's gonna help, like, knock Madam Eris down and put me in charge, sure, I'll do whatever the fuck you want, as long as, like, I get to be in power and fat and happy, basically.
I mean, maybe
I mean-
a puppet government's better than anything else going on in this
Yeah.
fucking city.
That's not necessarily the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
You think
Yeah,
he's
I mean-
deserving
They
of
both
death?
love him and hate him.
He, as a person, does not rock. He does kind of suck.
Yeah, he's a sleazeball, but
But he's
He's making-
willing to, as long as he's fat and happy, make everyone else fat and happy, if that's what it takes.
if this man has no principles, we get to give him principles, right? So
Yeah.
You also get the sense that he is not dumb. He's definitely
Yeah.
like an
Yeah,
intelligent guy, which
for
is how
sure.
he's gotten his like where he is in the city. But he's definitely like most bang for his buck is what Kyler is going for in like pretty much most dimensions.
what? So Kyler, what were you knighted for? Like, what act inspired your knighting?
I was a merchant, made a bunch of money, paid a bunch of nobles, got knighted. Nothing special, but you can buy knighthood pretty easy. You want to be knighted?
I do.
Above the table.
I would-
Again, above
I
the
would-
table.
I would love to be knighted.
Hey,
I
I
think he said he earned it.
I don't think that he's lying. I think he just.
No, I think this is 100% true.
Why would he lie at this point? I think he's telling the truth.
I thought he
Yeah.
said he earned this shit. That don't sound like earning shit.
He
He
earned
earned
all
the
the
money
money.
to
the
money.
money
Yeah.
to pay for it. He did pull himself up.
Listen,
to
this
then
is a-
buy the title.
It'll look as a capitalist state. That's just the way it is.
He says, "Yeah, I'll knight you right here, man. Come on, you just
Oh.
kneel down."
Yeah, Olin kneels.
Kyler stands up and he like pulls back his cloth and he has like this little like short sword, long like dagger. Basically, it's like barely a short sword as he pulls it out. Very fancy, and he like taps you on like each of your side of your shoulders, and he says, "The power invested in me as a knight of Darkon, I knight you." Oh shit, what was your name?
Oh, Olin.
Olin, Knight of Darkon.
Olin stands up and bows and is like probably almost triple this guy's height.
Well, you're Sarah Olin now, so. And,
That stands.
does stand.
I think he
actually
legitimately
finding.
just got knighted.
As Sir Kyler just kind of like sits back and picks his cigar back up.
So, fellow knight, what's in this tea?
What's
Oh.
the tea?
Knight.
This is a local brew. Actually, it's mixed with some stuff we get from the swamps. You gotta get the shit in the swamps. Everything else is fucking garbage. I can give you some if you want. Or I know a guy in the city. If you need tea, get it from my guy.
Oh, that sounds great. I love tea. I love the way it tastes in my mouth and smells in my nose.
All right, dial it back a little bit, buddy. I get it. You like tea.
Did the Arcana check come up with anything?
Oh,
about,
yes.
like,
Sorry.
I love this guy.
He's such a fucking guy.
He's
I love how
truly
unlikable he is.
he's truly the most guy we've ever met.
Yeah.
So, gazers.
Fucking Robert Baratheon looking ass.
100%.
Oh fuck.
Olin, you're kind of like, you do this, you turn and see this like gazer like staring at you as you have this conversation. It's just standing like a few feet away, eyes on you. All of its little eyes are like moving, watching the party, but also just like looking at the room. But its one big eye seems to just be staring at you.
Olin raises their fingers and like imitates the eye stalks.
And so gazers are so a little bit about beholders, these aberrations, and that they these giant-eyed creatures, mini stalks. You fought the undead one when you first came to Darkon.
Mm-hmm.
These creatures create more by dreaming them. And a gazer is a tiny manifestation of a beholder's dream. Usually resembles like the beholder that dreamed it, but some beholder dreamed this little creature into being somewhere. These creatures can usually will sometimes stay as minions of the beholders, but other times they can go out and be tamed as familiars for people who can cast spells and summon them, that kind of thing.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Just a little guy. A little guy for a little guy.
Above the table. Does anyone want to talk about anything else?
Oh yeah.
I feel
Or-
truly satisfied
I mean,
with this
Yeah.
with this
Rosemary
conversation.
would like to offer to crochet him a tea.
Do you want me to pay for it?
No, it's just, as a thank you for inviting us to tea.
Oh fuck yeah! I'd love a tea cozy.
Oh, awesome. I'll go ahead and get started right on that. She's looking very uncomfortable, by the way, with how much she's been swearing.
Yeah, and I believe you guys will wrap up with Sir Kyler there, and maybe we'll do a little bit of that next session, do a little flashback to this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Do you have anything else you want to talk to Sir Kyler about?
I don't know what else to talk about.
Everyone's done. We'll say thank you for your time. If
Yeah.
there were more things to talk to him about, I was gonna offer that we start drinking real stuff, because I assume he doesn't really want to do tea anymore. But I assume that we're all done, so I'm not gonna do that.
Then our scene will change. As we prepare for masquerade. We'll end our session arriving to the ball. Next time we'll see what all of our players are wearing. as we approach next episode, episode 21, Midnight Masquerade Massacre.
Yeah, it didn't
Tune in,
work.
tune in next time to find out whether our players survive, thrive, or take an untimely dive.
Oh no.
I thought it
Oh,
would
no.
be a well-dressed dive.
A well-dressed dive.
A well-dressed dive. Until next time.